Claims expressed on this program by its host and guests are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or its advertisers. For advertising, call the CEO, Lady Queen Zena Bevel, at 718-253-7273.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Evenings with Eleanore. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. I'd like to welcome my guests from around the globe. Thank you so much for responding to this great show we had last week. It was amazing. Thank you so much for checking in, for letting us know how you feel about being with us on Wednesday night. The emails are amazing. Your topics, your discussions, your responses to our inquiries have been amazing. I thank you so much for the group that now calls themselves Friends for Life. I'm so happy about that. Tonight I'd like to remind you that this is the Thanksgiving holiday. I'm sure you know that. And most of you are with families, with your loved ones. You might be in transit right now. I know, Mike Barone, you're on your way to Boston. Have a safe trip. I just want you to take that attitude, that love in your heart, that kindness, that one random act, and take it into tomorrow. Take it into Friday, to next week, and the rest of your lives, because we need each other. You're watching and you're listening to BrooklynStation.com. Evenings with Eleanore, out of Flatbush, Brooklyn, Midwood, Brooklyn, Flatbush Avenue. And tonight, we have some great friends of mine, some special guests. They're going to take us through the history of some great music. We have the John Fogerty Tribute Project. My good friends are here. And before we get started, I just want to thank our station manager, Holly, her assistants, Zena Pollen, for giving us this great opportunity to have our friends in, to showcase their work, their skill, their talent, their community activism, and there's a lot going on in the way of community activism, and you guys are letting me know that by reaching out to me at eveningswitheleanore@gmail.com. And just to remind you that if I'm not here on Wednesdays, or Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, that you can leave messages for me at the station. A lot of you have been asking that. How can you reach me on the weekends or when I'm not here? Please feel free, but I'd much prefer you reach me through eveningswitheleanore@gmail.com because that comes directly through to me. Before I get started, I'd like to reach out to some good friends of mine who have lost a member of their family this morning, the Son family. The Son family has been a good friend of my family for the past 17 years. They've been there through births, deaths, all the great times, all the good times, and I'd like to let you know that we are here for you during your trials. If there's anything that we can do, reach out to us, please. Thank you so much once again for joining us at Evenings with Eleanore at brooklynstation.com. And moving right along, we'd like to welcome the John Fogerty Tribute Project. And I'd like to start by introducing you to Dion again. Dion's a member of the family.
Hello.
How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Good, good. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Thank you for joining us. And because I know that you have a huge affair planned tomorrow.
I do.
If I'm a part of that.
You are.
And to spend your time this evening with us, I really thank you so much for that.
Anything for you, you know that. You know that.
And moving right along, how you doing tonight? How you doing?
Very
You
good.
guys
Very good.
okay?
Thank you for having us,
Good,
Eleanor.
good. How about start by introducing yourselves to my audience?
Yep, so I'm Al Madlinger. I play John Fogerty, the John Fogerty Tribute Project. And I want to thank you again for having us on this Thanksgiving Eve.
The camera is right in front of you.
There it is.
The camera, and there we go.
Thanks again, Eleanor, for having us on a Thanksgiving Eve.
We can't really see him.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
you gotta
I'll
move
figure it out.
inward.
So we can
Introduce
see
yourself, Paul.
Introduce yourself, Paul.
I'm
Move
Paul
it,
Lawrence.
move it. Thanks, Al.
I'm the rhythm acoustic player for the tribute project here, and been a long time friends and musician with Al for more than 25 years. Pass this over to Stu.
Hey
Got
everybody.
his own mic.
Hey,
Hi,
how you
Eleanor.
doing?
Thanks for having us. My name is Stu, and I'm also a guitar player. And I'm just happy to be part of the project. Buddies with Al, buddies with Paul, and it's just wonderful to be here.
It's great having you guys. Can you hear me, Ollie?
Is that mic on?
My mic is on.
Yeah, it's on.
My mic is on. Dion and I have been recent members of the group, and we're just happy to be a part of it. Such great music. Al, I wanted you to give the audience a little background as to, you know, how you got involved in this. And I mean, there's lots I'd like to say, but I'd like for you to let the audience know just how you got involved in it, how long you've been doing this, and what's your background in the industry.
So I've been doing rock and roll forever, ever since I was a kid back in Brooklyn. This is actually my hometown, not this area, but I'm from Williamsburg.
All
So I
right.
grew up, raised in Williamsburg, moved out to Long Island, I guess, when I was about 19.
Oh my goodness.
So, you know,
That's awesome.
this part of Brooklyn has a lot more traffic than I remember.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
But, so the John Fogerty Tribute Project came about, I'd say, well, actually, not even a year ago. We had our own band called WLO Lion. It was me, Stu, our current bass player, Joe, and then Lou, another drummer, which you know. And anyway, after that kind of simmered out a little while, we've always tossed around the idea of doing a tribute band. So I kind of had some of the runnings. I was looking online, investigating, see like what was out there, what we had to compete with and stuff, you know. So you know, my first choice would have been like Tom Petty or Neil Young or even Bob Dylan, but I mean, there was a lot of stuff out there with that, so I don't, and you know, I didn't know how good that would have played out, but I did notice that John Fogerty's music, I mean, it was very rare. There was nobody locally doing it except one band, okay, and that band had our current drummer Anthony Polomini in it right now. So yeah, so he actually he was doing the local CCR tribute. I think for almost like 4 years in the island here, and they just they had kind of simmered out, broke apart, and they were looking for a new singer to represent Fogerty. At the same time, our band was saying, why don't we do a Fogerty project? My bass player calls me up, he goes, you won't believe this, there's an ad online for a John Fogerty tribute band looking for Fogerty. I'm like, you kidding me? And he was nervous about telling me because he didn't want to just for me to join them, you know? So I'm like, I said, I gotta go. I said, I gotta just check it out. I have no intention of joining really that band, but I gotta know what the competition is, right? And so anyway, I went and we had a great time. It was a great audition. They wanted me to join and everything, kind of right away and stuff. But I still had my old lineup, you know, as far as my bass player and my musician. So, but I love the drummer. And my current drummer that I was playing with Lou forever just wasn't ready to commit to a project like that, because one thing I called up every member and say, look, this is really a commitment. This isn't like the bar band you're used to.
That's right.
It's going to take
right.
a lot of practice,
serious.
a lot of perfection.
Right.
Make sure it's okay with you, your work schedule, your wives, your girlfriends, your kids, whatever you had to do. And we literally had to do that. I mean, thank God we had support of our family. I mean, our wives, our girlfriends, everything. I mean, shout out to them big time, because they're supporting this whole train. But anyway, we teamed up with Tony. I actually took him away from his current CCR tribute band, brought him into this. I wanted more John Fogerty oriented as of now, like as if you were to go to a Fogerty concert now, that's how I wanted to represent it. So I didn't really want to do too much on the core type of Creedence vibe that, you know, you're stuck in the 60s and that's it. So, and plus he has so much of an entourage of new music that can't be ignored. So that's where it all came about. One thing led to another. Then we just introduced players. We had these guys. Paul came aboard. We looked for a keyboarder. We got a keyboarder. We went out there. We hit the ground running. Great response from the promoters, from the club owners, from the venues and the booking agents. So we got a lot of interest on that. It's really uphill from here, where we're going to do a lot of good things in 2019.
Now you say that you've been in rock and roll quite a lot.
Yeah, big
Now,
time.
who were your influences?
My biggest influences, Bogey was definitely up there. And who I mentioned, Dylan, Petty, Young, those are all my rock influences. I'm also a songwriter. That's really what I am. I'm really, at core, I'm a songwriter. And my biggest musical influence of all time is John Prine. He's the folk singer. So he's the top of my list as far as influences go, as far as my writing goes, and I'll never be able to guitar pick like him, but you know. But great music.
Well, you have such strong vocals.
I never did. This is only 8 months old.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no,
8 months old?
No. So truth be said, I can't sing. So yeah, no. So it's like I'll pull covers off and stuff. And this is one thing when I said at the beginning where I said like it's going to be a real commitment, and that's including myself. So I really learned how to sing again. And I'm not quite there yet, at least I don't think. But
I could break bricks on your diagram.
More like my diagram.
I'm telling you, your vocals are amazing.
Well, I'm still in training, so I'm really a vocalist in training. But I had to learn all this and his music is so hard to sing because of that. It's just so rangy and it's a power. It's just a power vocal session.
It really is.
The whole freaking great gig, you know.
It really is.
So it's and there's stuff I can pull off, but that's what it is. You know, I guess look me up in another year. I'm hoping that we'll double the bet. So
it's your turn, Paul.
Paul,
who were your early influences? How did you get started, and what made you say, "Hey, this is where I'm going. This is my chosen passion"?
Well, for myself, I've been playing guitar for almost 50 years now. I started very young. Multitude of influences from the early Beatles. I mean, everything. I use a mixed bag of influences from Beatles to Gordon Lightfoot to Jim Croce. I pull things from a lot of different, classic rock bands and stuff like that. I played with classic rock bands. I played with 50s bands. Played with a country band with Al for almost 16 years.
Wow.
Pretty much throughout the tri-state area and stuff like that. That was a good run we had. And
speaking of which, that was another one of my big influences, was the country band in with Paul.
Ah.
I mean, that had a really big bearing on my guitar playing, especially. And I learned a lot.
I mean, to be together 16 years, you guys must know each other like the back of your hand. I mean, that must be the smoothest transition in working together ever.
Without a doubt. I mean, the 16 years we played in the country band together, we didn't even have to look at each other. We knew what the other person was going to do in a song, who was going to take a solo, and when they were taking it. I mean, it was just intuitive almost to the point.
I can feel that. I can feel that when I work with you guys. It's just amazing.
I mean, and this whole project, the John Fogerty Tribute Project, this is Al's brainstorm. This is his baby. He's put it together, and I'm just blessed that I was asked to come along for the ride.
I'm with you.
And I couldn't be more ecstatic about it.
Awesome. It's a pleasure to meet you. Believe me, it's a pleasure. Stu, fill us in on how you got started in this wonderful industry.
Well, I hooked up with Al.
Is your mic on? It's on. Is this thing on?
Is this on?
Okay. Eleanor.
There you go.
Mike scared me. Microphones have a life of their own, and I get like hum. But I love music. I love all kinds of music, and I hooked up with Al about maybe 10 years ago. Just I guess it was like a roots rock and roll kind of thing, you know, and
It's definitely roots.
yeah, and I just kind of I always felt like I locked in really easily with Al. It's like, you know, you can read each other. We read each other well. And it's just a source of enjoyment. I love all kinds of music. I love the blues. You know, that's like my real favorite thing.
I see.
Like really old blues. I like bluegrass. I like gospel. Rock and roll.
There's a close connection there.
Yeah, well, you know what? I think everything is connected in a
That's true.
roundabout way. Everything overlaps. So much like Paul was saying, I don't think I'm really great at any particular thing, but I know a lot of it. You know, I guess I could, like a chameleon, to try to just change, to adapt whatever, you know, it is we're doing, and, you know, listen to what it might be, even if it's just like one or two little things here and there. And it's just a great bunch of guys to do this, you know, they're all pros, and, you know,
Pros and good friends.
yeah.
You know, we have a background in North Carolina, right? So I'm familiar with bluegrass, country music. My mother's family were musicians, and, you know, from juice harps to harmonicas to stride piano to guitar, you know, in the hills of North Carolina, Eddie Arnold to you name it. You know, so I'm familiar with sitting around the living room and just jamming, you know, to the music. One of the things that I wanted to say was I hear so much in the Fogerty music. I hear blues, I hear gospel.
We were just talking about that on our way here.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things, I think that's one of the big niches about this band, is that people don't realize how many songs they know. Like, they know every song. And we could play the country venues, we could play the blues venues, and R&B, and it touches all of that stuff. This guy's just this big Thanksgiving Day feast of music, right?
That's right,
You
that's
know?
right.
And that's one of the things that drove me to this artist especially, you know. And I think that's one of the reasons also that we've gotten a lot of attention from promoters and stuff lately, because they just realize how much people know about Fogarty and this band and all the music.
And how much people know about music, period, you know. As I said earlier, I kept getting emails from people once they saw the flyer and the notice.
Oh, let me tell you
that was
something. Yeah, the Facebook, so to speak, has been ringing off the hook with all your contacts and her influences and
That's right.
all these likes.
true.
Yeah, from so that was great. Yeah, because I posted it last night. If Facebook fans out there saw the post, and it was blown up, you know, on the likes and everything. So that's good.
One of my good friends, Fella Rodriguez, is the publisher of House Nation magazine. House Nation magazine.
Okay.
And she emailed me and she said, Fogarty, oh my God, he's got a great voice. He's got the best music. And I'm saying to myself, she's House and she knows this and she's
You see what I'm saying?
responding.
Yeah.
You know, and Fella, I hope you're listening in. I hope you're listening in, and I hope you will enjoy what we're going to do for you right now. We're just going to give you a sample of
What we do.
the best Fogarty music.
But you know,
ever.
before that, to end and round out the story, to put a cap on it. So with you girls, if you remember, so I want to tell you a little bit about you girls
Go
that you
ahead.
don't know, because when we were doing, me and Stu, when we were doing the WL Alliance stuff, and we were recording our own material, which one I got to show you guys.
Okay.
We were looking for background singers, and I was searching the net and everything, and I found Dion online through Body Heat.
Oh, did
Yeah, I'm
right.
like, that's the girl, that's the one, that's the voice I need for my original. Now listen, this was like 10 years ago.
Wow.
I said, that's the voice I need, and you've been in my head ever since that,
You're
right?
10 years
And
too
since
late,
since
Travis.
I've seen you on the internet asking that, Lou Katz
Yes.
knew you,
Hi, Lou.
and hi Lou, shout out Lou Katz.
We love you, Lou.
And so we just never got together as far as getting you to sing on my record.
Wow.
And then he started working with you
That's
Uh-huh.
more often
That's
than with
right.
Mom.
That's
And
right.
I'm like,
That's
oh,
right.
okay. So now you popped into my head again, because I'm like, since we want to model after the Fogarty touring stuff,
Uh-huh.
like the Premonition tour from Fogarty is my favorite concert
Uh-huh.
series. The favorite tour. It's my favorite. Everything is perfect with that. And with all the guest singers and stuff, but
Uh-huh.
we were talking about the Waters, so I wanted to
right.
model all of the background vocals after that and after that tour, and you guys just fit the bill. And you guys, I'm so happy you guys are happy with it.
You know,
We
when we
are.
first started with you guys, we touched base with Oren and said, "Hey, Oren,
Are you
guess what?"
serious?
Yeah.
No way.
Yes, way.
Absolutely.
Yes, way.
Yes,
You
way.
know it.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
Like, Oren, guess what?
Yeah, we're the
Right.
Waters.
We are, you
Oh, you're the
know.
Mills.
We're trying hard, Oren.
We
know
are,
we
we
love
are.
you. You
That's
guys
right.
are definitely the
Wow.
best of the
That's
best.
right.
Even in my jazz work, Oren and the Waters have done lots of work with Norman Connors. So,
Wow. Now, are they local? Like, where are they from?
where are you guys from? Detroit, West, California, everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where they're based, but they've done some of the best work in the industry.
That is great, man.
They're
Yeah, one day I
phenomenal.
gotta pick their brain and see how they
Very well
picked up
done.
with Fogarty at that tour. It was just
Yeah.
they did such a wonderful
An
job.
awesome job. It's
So good that it influenced me to get you
That's
girls.
right,
That's what I'm
that's
saying.
right.
It's like, wow,
That's
that's
right.
great.
It
And
definitely-
I had never heard that, you know, you had found me in such a roundabout way.
Are
Yeah.
you on?
I don't think so. Check 1, 2, no?
Oh,
All right,
There you
that's
go.
on.
Yeah, I had never known that, but thank you for
That's
for sharing it with
Yeah,
me.
it's,
Thank you.
yeah. So it's great, man. I mean, full circle.
That is amazing.
Do you want to get some rock and
So
roll?
here we are.
Yeah.
Let's do some
Let's
rock
do
and
some
roll.
rock
How
and
about
roll.
that?
All right.
We gotta hold out
How about I got it. I got you.
Cool. Well, this is us unplugged.
What are we doing? Tell us what we're doing.
Hey, let's start out with the I don't know if anybody knows this one. This is probably the only one that maybe a lot of Fogarty fans don't know. It's called Bad Moon Rising.
Oh!
So let's just try that one.
That's
Oh, I got
right.
my D guitar out. All right. Yeah, we'll try it out. You ready, guys?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's go. I see bad moon rising. I see trouble on the way. I see earthquakes and lightning. I seen bad times today. Well, don't go around tonight when it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. I hear hurricanes are blowing. I know the end is coming soon. I hear rivers overflowing. I hear the voice of raging ruin. Well, don't go around tonight when it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. Oh yeah. Hope you got your things together. Hope you are quite prepared to die. Looks like we're in for nasty weather.
Oh yeah.
One eye is taken for an eye. Well, don't go around tonight when it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. Well, don't go around tonight when it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. There you go.
Awesome! Awesome!
That's
All right.
That's a lot of fun.
You know, Al, we were looking at Fogarty's history, and the music is the purity of the music. You know, looking out my back door,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
the old man down the road, it's almost Saturday night,
Who'll stop the
Mystic
rain?
Highway.
Yeah.
Right, who'll stop the rain? I mean, it's the most simple
Yeah.
topic.
It's simple in its own way. Simple in its own way, but yet so simple in your face type. Like
Mhm.
it hits you, you know, the melody, the hooks, the
Mhm.
melody hits you right in the face.
And you can relate to it. I mean, it's life. How many times have we been sitting there looking at our back door? You
That's
know,
right.
looking at the rainstorm. As a musician, being on the road, every time you hear these stories, you can relate.
Yeah,
You can relate to all of it.
absolutely. It's life's journey.
I mean, and then his journey, joining his brother's band at 14.
Right.
I mean, who does that? Is that genius or what at 14?
I know, and a lot of things happened because of that. And you know, I think there was a lot of animosity between the two when that happened because his brother was the singer and,
That's true.
and forefront
That's true.
and stuff like that. And you know,
But you can't deny genius.
no, natural. It's a natural genius too. It's
We have a caller.
We have a caller.
Yes.
Hello, are you there?
Cole, you say what?
How are you, Eleanore? I can't really hear you. You sound so far away.
Who's calling in? Hello? Hello?
Cole, are you there?
Can we get him back, caller? If you're there, caller, please try again. Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes. Welcome. How are you tonight? Happy Thanksgiving. Hello? We missed it.
Yeah.
We'll get him back. Thank you so much for calling in. Please try again.
We love you.
Is he still there? Oh.
Yeah.
So did I. So did I. Getting back to our idea, our original conversation. In his travels, he seems to tell the story. He tells of his life. He tells us of his family, of his friends, of his journey. And then, like a lot of us, he tells us of the trials in getting his music out there. And, you know, the Hall of Fame situation. There is no way that he should not own the Hall of Fame.
Sure, I know.
Absolutely.
It was so different back then too than it is today, right? I could imagine, you know, it becoming becoming a rock star back then as opposed to today. You know, you really had to work for it back then. You know, there was no, you know, internet or TV shows, you know, that you can join to get up to stardom.
You get 1,000 likes. And
back then, I mean, it was all knuckles, right? You all had to knock on the door.
You know.
And hopefully somebody opened it, so.
That's right.
I think our caller is there again. Holly, is our caller?
Yes, how are you, Eleanore? I can't really keep this, so I'm going to say this quick. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. How are you, Dion?
Hi,
you guys sound amazing. I was listening.
Thank you.
You guys sound amazing. Continued success with the Fogarty Trip Band.
Thank you so much, Caleb. And we understand that you have a single that was just released.
You are so welcome. I wish I could hear you. It's coming so far away, but again, continued success in all that you do, Eleanore. And I am watching your show.
Thank you
And you are amazing.
Thank you.
Dion, I see you. I love you, girl. You look amazing.
I love you too.
All right, you have a blessed night.
Happy
Talk to you soon.
Thanksgiving.
Caleb was on our first show.
Okay.
We had our first show September 12th.
Oh, is that right?
He was
Yeah.
one of our guests, and he's a dynamic singer,
I
songwriter.
I worked with Caleb in Motown tribute band.
Yes.
He is an excellent vocalist in
Extremely
his own
versatile.
right.
Mhm.
You know, he's been working on the Long Island band circuit. He's done
Wedding
clubs.
circuit.
He's an original songwriter as well. And you know, we kind of cut our teeth together in this industry.
Wow.
You know, I've been with Body Heat for a very long time.
You can say 17 years or more.
There you go. There you go.
Never say your age in show
I didn't
business.
say your age.
You see this?
Yeah, but you know what? It's a seasoning. It's you know what, like Al said. You know, you start out and as you do it more, you become more comfortable with it. You challenge yourself.
That's true, you have to.
Test your limits and you pass them.
Yeah.
You know, you do things that you really never thought you could do before. I mean, working in a club date band or a wedding band, you have to do everything from big band
Cover the
to
spectrum.
standards to 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s,
That's true.
90s. You should hear me do everything from Zeppelin to Rapper's Delight. You never know what people are going to ask for. So, you know, the versatility.
I've heard some of that.
Yeah.
You know, the versatility of being able to come from, you know, I mean, hearing my parents play Marvin Gaye and all those R&B
Marvin
groups
just got a
and
stamp, by the way.
LaBelle, and yes, he did get a postage
Yes.
stamp. You know, and then coming, see, I grew up on, you know, one of my most treasured gifts was in 9th grade receiving a copy of John Lennon's Imagine
Yes,
album
yes.
from a classmate. And then I was in the band and the orchestra, and I was playing my flute to guitar licks on Isaac
Shaft.
Hayes' Shaft album. So you know, you
Swear to God.
you
were
made
doing that with Frankie Valli.
That's
That's
swear to
right.
God, that was
That's
like my
right.
favorite,
That
my
was her
favorite song
favorite.
before I could even really speak it. But you
It's
never
beautiful.
know where your
I know.
influences are coming from,
And then you look back at that, right? Isn't it
do.
funny how you like, not that like we're mature, but like, isn't it weird how you mature like as a musician? It's kind of like I don't know, things kind of settle in place,
Yeah.
and you know you kind of take it in more. You
That's right.
look back at it. You can step back and look at it.
That's right.
So it's funny, and I'm
You
liking
have
that.
a caller.
We have a caller. Hello, are you there?
Yes.
How are you? Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Welcome to Evenings with Eleanore. Who am I speaking with?
This is Tony, your favorite drummer.
What's up, Doc?
Why haven't we used that yet?
Talk a little louder?
Oh, can you talk a little louder?
Okay. I can do that.
Oh, I hear you better now.
We
You
can
might
project.
managed to find Al's good side, which is incredible.
I know. It's the emblem side.
I hope you've been listening to us. We've been talking about you, so your ears have to be burning.
Yes, well, I tuned in, I guess at around 9:10. So
Okay.
I've been listening since then, and you guys sound fantastic. And I just wanted to call in and wish you a happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Thank you.
so
And
much.
we'll see you Monday night at rehearsal.
That's right. Absolutely.
Yes, you will.
Absolutely.
Yes, you will.
That's right.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks for checking in.
Everybody.
Good
Happy
night.
Thanksgiving, Tony, you and the family.
Enjoy the turkey, Ed.
So Tony's unbelievable. He's like such an integral part of the group. He does most of all our bookings and stuff like that. And yeah, and it's again, that's one thing about this band. Everybody's just beautiful people. Every single one. Everybody's been in so many bands before. And
That's
it's just
true.
really
That's
click.
true.
But you
Yeah.
know what? We know what it takes to do what we do.
Well, the
Yeah.
discipline, you know.
Right.
Well, that's what I'm saying about
Discipline.
being. You're right.
Yeah.
As you mature, yes.
I mean, having a talk show, you know, I'm new at this, and I absolutely love the opportunity. I love being here and being with friends. I mean, music, I love it. Music being as diverse as anything could be. You know, for every emotion, every event, every occurrence, every feeling, there is music to support that. You know, so we understand
Yeah.
diversity. We understand thinking on your feet, being on the road. I mean, to be with my family, Thanksgiving, this is rare.
Yeah, that's great. That's great, then. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Thanksgiving Eve.
That's right.
Because you're
So am I part of your family now? Oh, this is great.
Yes.
Ah!
Yes. Yes.
friends for life.
All
That's
right.
what we
So
call
what
it.
time should we do it tomorrow?
Anytime. Anytime.
That's
I
the way it
have
is.
great.
food cooking right now.
Right now. Right now.
Excellent.
Right
Excellent.
now.
Stu eats a lot. I'm just saying.
That's okay. There's
And
plenty
you know,
for
like
you.
Lou,
Yeah.
our good friend Lou, would come over for Super Bowl.
Or New
You know.
Year's Eve or something.
I
Yeah.
mean, and sit there and
Yeah.
eat and talk
Bring
and
wine.
Yeah.
find
Yeah.
his floor space.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know,
That's amazing.
He's an amazing friend, and
That's
it's good to have friends like Lou and Dina. You
That's
know,
right.
we've
Hi,
been-
Dina.
We've been
Shout
hi,
out.
Dina.
That's right.
We've been knowing Lou for a while. He's a great drummer. He's a great friend,
Mm-hmm.
and he
Video.
does.
That's one of the common
neat
denominators
website.
we have is Lou.
That's
not-
right.
yeah, I don't know.
That's right.
I don't know if I introduce you to him first or vice versa. I don't know. I don't know. But so speaking of which, with Paul, when we were in the country band, we met Lou through our first country demo for that band.
Yeah.
So look at how everything's like
What do you
intertwined.
say? 6 degrees of separation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
that's how we met Lou, and that was a million years ago.
Wow.
It's amazing.
A million years ago.
Well, Lou is a good friend of Carl Bova, who
Mhm.
I worked with
Hi,
on
Carl.
bass in Body Heat for
Oh, okay.
years.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're spinning out
So
years. You can
that's,
spin
that's,
out.
how we met Lou. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Louis the engineer on
That's
our,
right.
Yeah,
first,
yeah.
on our
And
first demo for the
Mike
country
Russo.
band.
Yeah, these are really good friends.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
we
he's a
talk
very
tech all the time.
talented
We
guy.
just we're constantly tech.
He's,
We're constantly texting tech.
That's right. That's right.
he's extremely talented.
Yes.
He really is.
He really
He
is.
really is.
One of the things that I want to get back to Fogarty, I see that he's touring again.
Yeah, I'm going to see
You
him.
know? Oh,
Yeah. So okay. So all right. So this is probably a good time. Oh, right.
go.
So this is probably a good time to talk about the November 30th show that we have at
Absolutely.
Belmore.
You know it.
Belmore Theater, 222 Pettit Avenue, Belmore, right next to the Belmore train station.
Awesome.
So you can get your tickets online through Ticketfly. Limited seating is left, so they're filling the house pretty quickly. It's $25 a ticket.
Yay.
So definitely, let me give you a number too. It's 631-698-9696 if you want to call for tickets.
And you can also check the websites because we posted it on the websites.
right,
And
absolutely.
can you tell us your website?
Yeah,
so
it's
we can also check?
johnfogartyproject.com.
John
.org. johnfogartyproject.org. Or you could just look us up on Facebook. There's so much material on Facebook.
That's right.
You know, I posted the other day, I said, I've never worked with so many guitars. You know, you guys show up,
I know.
That's
you
right.
have a guitar.
I never
in
worked
your
with
hand.
so many vocalists. So,
Touche.
DJ.
Each guitar player has like 3 or 4 guitars.
That's
you know.
right.
No, excuse me, I have 5.
He is fun. But you know what?
Only
We understand it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, we understand it. I mean, each has a different
They all do a different job.
timbre,
Yeah.
richness,
Sure,
and,
sure.
you know, so I do understand it.
But the versatility in the group is amazing. I mean, one of the things that really floors me is the intro to Blue Boy. There is
she
nothing
loves
as
that.
soulful and as funky,
That's
Yeah.
right. It
As
really
Blue
is.
Indian Swamp album. Yep, I love every song on it.
That's right.
You know, when I listen to the music, it just does something to me. I mean, it makes me want to improve whatever it is I feel, whatever I do, because it's such a positive
That's right.
influence.
That's exactly it. That's,
I mean,
that's exactly it with this band. That's how I feel every time I'm with them.
Yeah.
I got to keep up with them.
I know.
That's what I'm saying. I guess.
And I
So,
said, I am
yeah.
so envious of the lifestyle that led to this music. How simple and beautiful
And pure. Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
come on, this one. After we're talking and we're listening to the music and we're talking about it and we're saying, oh man, this makes me feel wonderful. What does? She goes, Mom, look at this. She finds a 9-acre ranch. And she says to me,
Let's
we
go.
can do this.
Let's
She's
go.
feeling too wonderful.
That's it. But you
Little
know
less
what?
on a wonderful.
No. I tell you, I grew up in Maryland, in suburban to rural Maryland. My grandmother and I would go strawberry picking. And if you've never had a strawberry ripe off the vine, you are missing out big time. We have a caller.
Excellent.
We have a caller.
Is he going to answer my service?
Welcome to Evenings with Eleanore. Caller, are you there? Happy Thanksgiving. Who am I speaking with? Hello? Hello? That was a good laugh.
That was
Keep
great.
losing our callers.
That was a good laugh.
Okay.
Caller, are you
Please try
there?
again. Please try.
Hello? With whom am I speaking? Is this the one?
Yes, I am.
Speaking? Who am I speaking with,
Happy
please?
Thanksgiving to you too. My name is Brooke Madlinger. This is Al's wife.
Oh, look at this.
Welcome, Brooke.
Can you
How
hear me?
are you?
Hello?
Yes,
Tell
it's
her
a
to
pleasure
turn
to
down
meet
the
you.
background. Tell her to turn down the
Hello?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I
Yes,
can hear
we
you.
can, but you might have to turn.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you turn your radio down a little in the background? Hello? This is beautiful.
Isn't this great?
This is great.
Wow.
There you go.
Brooke, welcome. I'm looking forward to meeting you.
Uh-oh.
I
There she is.
Hello?
Uh-oh, we lost
Oh.
her.
I think there's a little bit of a delay.
Okay.
That's so you
Anyway,
don't
I
curse.
just wanted to say congratulations to all you guys. I am so proud of you all.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for
I
letting
am
us
so
have.
looking forward to meeting you also. I am so proud of my husband and all of these guys. They are the best.
They are amazing, aren't they?
Thank you.
It's wonderful to be a part of this.
Yeah, it's like I said, without their support, this would never happen.
That's
That goes
right.
with all our wives.
That's right.
Shout out to the wives, Brooke,
Yes.
Claudia, Kathy, Tracy,
I also have
Dale.
Al's son here. He wants to say something as well.
Please.
Hi, Dad.
Oh, hi, Alex. That's my son. He's 10.
And I have my daughter Chloe here, who would like to say something.
Hi,
Hi,
Chloe.
Dad.
My daughter Chloe. She's
You
16.
can't wait for your next show.
Oh, yeah, she's going to be
You
an
guys
integral
have
part
a
of the
great
derby.
time,
Oh,
and we'll see you soon.
There you go.
Yes,
Wow.
thanks, Brooke. See you soon.
Well, thanks.
Oh, that was so beautiful.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, if you saw the latest video I posted on Facebook
Okay.
with the advertisement for the 30th show with the bio of me hunting in the bayou, I don't know if you've seen it. Anyway, the alligator, Chloe plays the part of the alligator.
I love
So
it.
I'll leave it out there, and
Oh,
we got so much
I
surprises
love
for you on the
Did you
30th.
do that video or did you?
No, I just shot it real quick.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
That's what me and me do.
you're
That's what I'm
so
saying.
proud
We
of her.
yeah,
You text
that's what I
chat
do for
back
a
and
living.
forth.
I have a photographer slash videographer.
Well, then fill me in on that.
We got it, man.
The video was actually phenomenal. It's actually 2 parts, and I've seen the first part, and I've seen the first part online on the website, and I couldn't wait to see the second part. And when I seen the second part, I was just beside myself. I says, Al is really an unsung genius because I don't know how his mind works. I don't think he sleeps at night. I don't think he can shut his mind off
It's in the car.
because
in the car.
he's got this unbelievable drive, and
That's what we were saying.
Yes.
That enthusiasm.
Yep.
It's infectious.
Yeah.
he's playing and he's bouncing around
And
the
he's
stage
dancing,
like my grandson.
and he's smiling, and he's feeling good.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's infectious because the
It is.
music feels good.
It
The
does.
energy of us together playing, it feels good. There's magic in it.
I tell
There
you,
is
That's
magic.
if anybody gets a chance to go onto the website and check out that 2-part video,
Please sit
it's
down.
amazing, and the production quality is just blew my mind.
Tell us where we can find that video again.
On the John Fogerty Facebook page.
John Fogerty.
John Fogerty Tribute Project Facebook page.
Okay,
Oh, hey,
don't
let's do
forget that. We
Yeah.
can't say that enough.
It's
That's
great,
right.
yeah. And there's a lot of
We
stuff.
can
There's
say
so
that
much
now.
content on those Facebook pages. I mean, everything and anything's about there. Anything you want to know about the band is there. So with that, you want to do
But
another
we
song?
can't,
Yeah,
but
let's
we
do
can't
that.
say that too much, you know?
Again.
I
We
know.
can't lead, we gotta lead them to the water.
Right. So you're saying to say the John Fogerty Tribute Project as much as
That's
we can?
right.
You
As
got
much
it.
as you
Okay.
can. No,
Okay, let's do
sorry,
one more
no,
song
sorry.
from the John Fogerty
One
Tribute
more.
Project. Acoustic Casual. Let's do another song they might or may, may or may not know. All right,
Okay.
let's do Proud Mary.
Oh,
There we go.
Okay, here we go.
There you go. Anytime.
Well, I got this guitar.
Oh, got it. Hold this track.
Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day. But I never lost 1 minute of sleep and worrying about the way things might have been. Big wheel keep on turning, right there it keep on burning, rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. I cleaned a lot of plates in Memphis, pumped a lot of pain down in New Orleans, but I never saw the good side of a city till I hit a ride on a riverboat free. Make wheel keep on turning, right there it keep on burning, rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. All right. Rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. Yeah. Well, if you come down to the river, bet you're gonna find some people who live.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry, 'cause you have no money. People on the river are happy to give. Make wheel keep on turning, bright berry keep on burning, rolling, rolling, rolling on the river, 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 rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. Here we go. Yeah.
I'm loving that. That's awesome.
That was an awesome crew.
One of my callers was saying that they really weren't into this type music.
Right.
So I said, what if Gladys Knight had thought about not doing Help Me Make It Through the Night?
Mm-hmm.
Or Whitney Houston's, you know,
I
Dolly
Will Always
Parton's
Love
I Will
You.
Always Love You.
Yeah.
I mean, country western has been a part of R&B, jazz.
Yeah.
I mean, Ernie Andrews, one of the greatest jazz singers ever, would do. Have you ever seen Ray?
I mean, Lionel Richie.
Come on.
You know, the connection between Lionel Richie and Kenny Rogers.
Yes.
You know,
Yes,
I mean, there is no separatism in
There
the
isn't.
genre.
There
You
isn't.
can, you know, look what Ike and Tina did with this song. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, there are no limits. The limit is you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, the limit is you.
Absolutely.
So, you know, open-mindedness. Music is very unifying, and you know, as musicians, we can appreciate and find something redeeming about just about anything. World music, or merengue, or you know,
It's all
pick
the
something.
same. It's
Yeah,
all-
it's
Yeah,
13 notes.
Every genre,
It's 13
every
notes.
genre, right? Every genre has an E chord.
That's
Every
right. That's
genre has a
right.
G chord
Absolutely.
somewhere.
Absolutely.
I mean, music is the universal language.
That's
It is.
exactly.
Music is really a universal language.
It is.
It has nothing to do with race, has nothing to do with ethnicity or anything like
That's
that. It's there for everybody to enjoy.
Absolutely.
And it makes us feel good. And my own thing is, I think a lot of music all stems basically from gospel in the church.
I think
I think, you know, between gospel and blues and everything, this is where Chuck Berry got his rock and roll from. And started it all.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean, you've got, going back to Louis Armstrong, you know, jazz in the Mississippi Delta, Alabama, you know,
Sun
up and
House.
down the
Let's
Mississippi
go back.
River.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, we've
Absolutely.
had jazz and country western and gospel. It's all intertwined, and you can hear that in, I think, every genre, as you were saying. But since I've been involved with this, you should hear what I'm creating is what I'm calling a fusion from what I hear. I mean, could you just play the beginning of Blue Boy for me so
Let's
I can
just do that.
show
Yeah,
my
really.
audience
Let's just do
just
it.
how funky and how bluesy this is? What
Let's just
do
do it.
you hear from this intro?
Let's try it.
This is the craziest.
Way back in the hill, there's a place I know. People come from miles around just to watch old Dooley do the show. Ooh, let the blue boy play. Ooh, let the blue boy play. We're gonna ride the mule, gonna chase him too. Pulling on it, pulling on it, pulling on the pony he goes. Well, soon the sun goes down. That's when the fun begins. Place your wagon round the town, back to the roadhouse and come on in. Ooh, let the blue boy play. Ooh, let the blue boy play. You're gonna ride the mule, gonna chase him too. Pulling on it, pulling on it, pulling on the pony he goes. Well,
Tell me this ain't the blues.
Sharon says it's late. Closing time, you got to go. Dooley, he don't wanna quit. Ain't nobody feel like going home. Ooh, let the blue boy play. Ooh, let the blue boy play.
a mule gonna chase some doom. Pulling on it, pulling on it, pulling on a pony heel. Well,
Yeah.
Here we go.
You know, and that's fun.
That's
That's
gotta
good
be one of
times.
my favorites.
You know, we've got 30 songs in
Yeah.
the show.
In the show.
We've got 30 songs in the show, and something that I find noteworthy is nothing's depressing. There's
Nothing.
not a sad song among them.
Not a sad song.
No one. Nothing.
We should put in a sad thing. I don't want you happy the whole show. That's crazy.
I mean, stuff didn't go by. That's
But
probably.
I think it's very telling, and I think it's remarkable about the soul of an individual.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and mind you, there's nothing, you know, adverse about a sad song. You know, but it
They say
it
so
was-
much. That's what I heard.
It was just noteworthy that we have a friend, yeah. But you know, it's wonderful to just do this and be part of it.
Speaking of which, I mean, some of the songs that, again, people don't know what's going on. Born on the Bayou, Green River, Susie Q, Put a Spell on You, Sweet Hitchhiker, Looking Out My Back Door, Lodi. Some of the new ones like Hot Rod Hard and Blue Boy. Have you ever seen the rain? Centerfield,
Fortunate
right?
Son.
Rock and Roll
Awesome.
Girls,
That's
Down on the Corner,
That's right.
Old
Yeah.
Man Down the Road,
Yeah.
Hey Tonight,
I mean,
Midnight
you know
Special,
these
Bad Moon
songs.
Rising,
Yeah.
Up Around the Bend, Who Stopped the Rain? Who Stopped the Rain? Yeah, Run Through the Jungle, Fortunate Son, Proud Mary, Traveling Band, and so many more.
So many more.
Right?
We invite you guys to come out November 30th to the Belmore Theater,
Yes.
Please.
Belmore, Long Island. We're going to have an awesome time.
Yes, we are.
We would also remind you that, Holly, can you give me that number? 718-676-0820. Or, oh, we have two numbers tonight. 718-253-4239. And you're tuned in to Evenings with Eleanore at brooklynstation.com.
Gotta love it.
Midwood, Brooklyn. We're here 9 to 11 p.m. every Wednesday.
Every
We're
Wednesday.
showcasing artists. We're showcasing actors, dancers. And we've been here since September 12th, and we've had some amazing artists
Yes,
come
we
by
have.
and share their talent and their skills with us. And I want you to know that in the future, you have no idea. As Al Jolson would say, you ain't seen nothing yet. We've got some great artists lined up for the Christmas holidays.
right.
We want you to come back and join us. We've got some rap artists coming in. We've got some jazz artists coming in. We've got some old school vinyl DJs
And we've
coming
got a caller.
in. And, oh, we have another caller. Thank you guys are hot tonight. I'm thanking
That's
you
right.
for calling
Hey,
in.
you know what? They're like
Caller, are you
That's
there?
great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Hello? Hello?
You never hook up the first time.
Yeah. Is the caller there?
Hello?
Yes. How are you? Happy Thanksgiving.
Hi, happy Thanksgiving.
Hi, who am I speaking with?
Hi,
Hi.
happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. May I have your name?
Speaking with Joe.
Joe.
Oh,
I should say it, right, Al? I should
You
say
should
it.
say, I don't know. I think
You
so.
can say it, Joe. How you doing?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Joe. We're
Give
sorry
him a
you couldn't be with us tonight.
Give them a minute.
Yeah, right. That's like a seven.
There's a
That's in
delay.
case you curse, right?
There's
Yeah, I'm a little beat up from work.
We all are, I think. Welcome to
Exactly.
the Beat Up for Work Club. But Joe, we're sorry you couldn't be here with us tonight, but Joe will be with us on the gig.
Absolutely.
November
Everybody's
30th.
going to be there with us.
Everybody
That's
will be
right.
there.
Joe, thanks for calling, man. Don't forget, get your stuffing ready and stuff. You should be doing that now. What are you calling in for? You got so much work to do.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, happy Thanksgiving to the ladies.
Aw, thank
you.
you.
All right. Joe, so you know what? Let me just mention everybody in the band, since they're not
And
here.
I'll see everybody on Monday.
We'll see you Monday.
Yes. Looking forward to seeing you there on that sound stage. Hello? That delay is
Yeah, it's a
amazing.
big delay.
It's
That's-
7
That
seconds.
delay is amazing.
Yeah.
Just
But
in
thank you
case.
for calling in. And
I'm here.
we'll see you on Monday.
So, Joe, thanks. We have Stu here on guitar, right? We have
Okay.
Paul that introduced themselves on guitar. Joe is on the phone right now. He's our bass player.
That's right.
Okay, he's another one I've been in bands with for a very long time. Tony is the newest member as far as my newest friend in the band, only about a year. That's the
Okay.
guy that called in before, the drummer,
Uh-huh.
Tony Palomini. Great guy, great drummer, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Also, Mike Quadrino on saxophone.
Saxophone.
Okay,
Yes.
so
Yes.
we have the Belmore Theater. We got a 9-piece crew
That's right.
Get in
going
there
to be up
tomorrow.
there. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're hooking up here. We can see that.
That's right.
So
We got time.
Mike's been a great asset. He's with other bands as well. But unbelievable having the sax in the band. You know,
Yeah.
you guys are probably in the Army. You're used to that.
Oh,
But
yeah,
us as
yeah.
rock and roll, this is really kind of. I'd say my first time that I actually had the sax that I played with a sax.
Wow.
Yeah, like
Oh.
like on stage, kind of like
I
you know.
love a horn
So
section.
that's a whole new experience for me.
Okay.
And Todd Kagan, our keyboard player. Okay, so he's a new recruit as well. Glad to have him. Awesome keyboard player.
Yeah,
Such
yeah.
fun to be with.
And cowbell, more cowbell.
Definitely, yeah. One of the best cowboy
Tambourine,
players.
tambourine.
One of the best cowboy players I've ever seen. Really, I gotta tell you, yeah. Really kind of. And then tambourine.
And besides his musicianship, as far as a keyboardist, I mean, he has got unbridled energy.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
That
Excellent.
just doesn't stop.
The
And
energy
it's
in
just,
this group
and
is
it's
great.
it's just
It's
so
beyond
fun.
5. It's like a 10-hour anime.
Yeah.
Again, it's like something beyond. And then again, then you girls and Dion, Eleanore, that completes the band, man. This is
There we
great,
go.
man. So
We got
you know
a
what?
pie.
We're having
You know what Joe said to me the other day? He was just on the phone. So when we first talked about doing this project, he goes, "Yeah," because this is we're getting so much attention now. He's like, I wanted to be in a tribute band, but I didn't want to be the best one in the world." Yeah, I swear to God, he said, "Isn't that amazing?"
That's awesome. We
That
have a
is so
caller.
cool.
Oh,
We have another caller. We are so hot tonight. I'm loving you guys.
Thank you so much.
Hello, is the caller there? Hello? Ooh! I've been hung up on before.
and we all.
Once
not
again, we'd like to thank you
There
for
they are.
calling in tonight and wish you a
Star
happy
68.
Thanksgiving. I think our caller is on the line again. Hello, is the caller there? Hello. Happy Thanksgiving. Yes, who are we speaking with? Hello?
Oh, she keeps.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, being in the industry, we're used to difficult technicalities
Oh,
and
please.
technical
Yeah.
difficulties.
Yeah.
So, so we just want to talk about this project. This is an amazing project, an amazing artist that created all this beautiful music.
Yeah.
And we're sitting here paying tribute to, I understand that this is the 50th anniversary
Yeah, Woodstock.
of Woodstock.
Yeah.
And we understand that Fogarty is also traveling again and he's working
Yeah,
again.
I mean 73 now, or
Yeah.
something like 70, or even maybe 74. But wow, there's no stopping him.
74
It's like,
years,
yeah,
yeah.
I want to do that at 74.
And we've got
Can we
another
do that?
generation. Are you
Are you
kidding
gonna? Can
me?
you stay with me? until
Absolutely.
70?
Hey,
please.
I saw.
We make a pact.
That's right. I saw Ella
I'll tell you about
Fitzgerald at Radio City Music Hall when she was in her
That's right.
80s.
And
So-
Eartha Kitt.
And Eartha Kitt,
And
that's
Eartha
right,
Kitt.
at Carnegie Hall. Absolutely.
Wow.
You know?
This
Wow.
has no shelf life.
You know, one of the things
Yeah.
that
No, you're right.
And I'm sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead.
It
No,
has no
please do.
shelf life because we're still playing it.
Mhm.
You know, we're still playing it, it's being covered, it's still enjoyed, it's still popular, it's still relevant.
and for generations to
Yeah,
come.
I mean, what's
won't
it
stop
been,
with us.
40, 50
No.
years
It
now?
will not,
40
50,
years. 40 years?
50 years
60s?
I've been reading.
More?
I've been
Yeah,
reading.
Yep.
that's
68.
how you know you got something good.
Yeah.
But we have another caller. Hello, are you there?
Hi, I'm here. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you very well. Thank you very much for calling in.
Hey, is Al there?
We are, yes.
He's right here.
Al, wait, Al.
Hey, Al.
Who's
Hey.
calling?
It's your crew from Manorville.
Oh, it's a fan. Let me guess. Wait, Denise.
Yeah.
That's what oh, so yeah. Big fan at every show.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
tried to call you, didn't hear me.
Wow, thanks for calling in, Denise.
I
So
know.
Denise, you're at every
I'm
show?
excited.
She's at every show.
That's a
Right, Denise, she's even at the away shows.
What?
You're even at the away shows. I'm saying you're at every show. You're one of our biggest fans.
I know. I keep waiting.
I know, and now you're stalking me on the radio. This is great. No, this is great. Yeah.
I've got it all down.
Beautiful. Yeah, I can't wait to see you on the 30th. I'm sure you'll be there, am I right?
I'll be there.
We're looking forward to meeting you. Thank you again for calling in.
All right, bye, guys.
All right, thanks, Denise.
Thanks. Happy Thanksgiving again. You know, that's what makes it worth it. That's why you do this.
Yeah, there's so many of
That's
them too.
right.
I mean, there's so many like Denise, that fans that come all the time, and you're gonna get to know them
That's
just like we do. I mean, they know everybody.
That's
so, yeah.
awesome.
I mean,
Really great.
just to get familiar with the music, I'm telling you, I'm loving every minute of
That's
it.
right.
Right.
Every minute of it. You know, getting back to your history. You said you've been doing this since you've been knee-high to a guitar.
Well, since I've been in high school.
Wow.
Yeah, I always sucked at it though. Yeah, I did. No, really. Yeah, like when I was like, I started off as a bass player. Like when I was in Brooklyn, mostly I was a bass player, and I was in a band in the Bronx. Oh, hopefully Freddie's listening in. He's called the Rave from the Bronx.
Oh, okay.
4-piece pop rock band at the time. You know, like kind of like U2ish Police
Okay.
type of stuff. But I was a bass player, and through that influence is when I started writing. But but I wasn't that good. You know. Yeah,
I can't
it's
believe
only
that.
Really, I gotta tell you, I think my musical talent, if you would call it that, or whatever, really started taking off with Paul when I was doing the country stuff. That was my, I think, biggest musical influence. You know, hands-on type stuff that I think
mean,
has the biggest impact.
As we were sitting here before the show and you were doing some Tom Petty.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just amazing.
Yeah,
I
Tom
am loving everything that you do on this guitar. You have such skill and such
Oh, man,
talent.
thanks.
I mean, your Fogarty is Fogarty.
I don't know. I don't know. I can never see it that way. I never see, like, I don't know. I'm always like scrutinizing myself.
You're
Really,
always
all the
your
time.
own
Yeah.
worst critic.
So I'm always, I'm just always trying to work on it.
But I
Yeah,
want
just-
you to know that what we're hearing here acoustically and what we're hearing with the guitar, with the electric guitars,
Mhm.
the power is amazing. Like Holly would say to me, we can fit the whole band in here. Well, if the whole band was in here, we
Yeah.
would blow out the neighborhood.
That's right.
That's the way
Yeah,
I
we would,
feel
yeah.
about it.
We definitely
But
would.
There
this is
is
great that we
so
can do
fast.
this though. But
Oh,
you know what's
I love
great
it.
about this is that, like, this is what we used to do when we were younger, right? Get together with the acoustics and
We
just
still do
you know
it.
in the living room and stuff. That's great. I'm
We
hoping
still
like these
do
young
it.
people today can do this because so much today is visual, right? So much is
Right.
visual stimulation and the video games
Right.
and music comes and goes. The song is here today and gone tomorrow, and this just keeps it alive.
You know, as a
You know?
musician tomorrow, even though we're going to be sitting around having turkey and talking, there'll be musicians playing. You know, there's a studio in the house, and of course, everybody
right.
will be in the studio. We'll be playing flute, singing, playing guitar, playing keyboard. My 2 grandsons play guitar, so this is an occurrence. This is an everyday occurrence in our
That's
house.
right.
Yeah, that's
You know?
great.
It's part
There's-
of who you are.
I mean,
It's
it
not
is-
just what
it's
you
a
do.
way of life.
You know what's really ironic is that,
How about taking
Actually-
the mic, Paul?
sure, what's really not kind of ironic is that we're doing this kind of an unplugged situation here this evening, and this is something that Al and I have discussed, that eventually we would like to incorporate a couple tunes, like kind of unplugged, during our shows and stuff like that. So this is something that's we're kind of brainstorming in the background here.
Yeah.
But I mean, just sitting here tonight and doing this tonight is just proof in the pudding that this is something that we need to incorporate into our shows because it's
yeah.
a
We
fact.
talked about that.
Starts.
Yeah.
It's comfortable.
You know, maybe do some of the vineyards and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, and this is how it all starts. I mean,
That's right.
the shows with all the hoopla, the costumes. This is where it starts. This is how it starts.
This is the backbone.
That's right. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
How about another
This is
tune?
amazing. Cool.
Works for me.
What's your choice? What's your choice?
Let's do Who Stopped the Rain.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Let's kind of relax this one a little bit more. How about that? Long as I remember, the rain's been coming down. Clouds of mystery pouring, confusion on the ground. A man through the ages, trying to find a song. And I wonder, still I wonder, who will stop the rain? I went down Virginia, seeking shelter from the storm. Caught up in the fable, I watched the tower grow. Of his plans a new deal, you're up and go and change. And I wonder, still I wonder, who'll stop the rain? Heard the singers playing, how they cheer for more. Crowded rush together, trying to keep warm. Still the rain kept pouring, falling on my heels. And I wonder, still I wonder, who'll stop the rain?
Love it. Loving it. We have another caller. Hello, are you there? Hello.
Yes, hello, good evening.
Good evening. Who am I speaking with?
My name is Mike.
Hi, Mike. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks. I just want to say I am 68-year-old. I was at Woodstock. I was 18 years old. I remember very well seeing Creedence Clearwater Revival play that show. They were supposed to play Saturday evening at 8 o'clock or so. They didn't wind up going on stage until about 2 o'clock in the morning, but it was a very memorable set. And you talk about the roots of John Fogerty's music. I'm a huge fan of John Fogerty. The roots of his music is incredible. They played a Wilson Pickett song that night. They played a Howlin' Wolf sound.
Howlin' Wolf.
Yeah.
You know, those songs are really rooted in the Mississippi Delta blues. And you guys sound great. And I've heard this band before, and they do an incredible job, an incredible recreation of the music. So
Thanks,
I just wanna
Mike.
say thanks and have a nice holiday.
So, Mike, where are you calling in from?
I'm calling you from Massac, Long Island.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Have a good evening, folks.
Great,
And we
Mike.
hope
Thanks.
we'll see you on the 30th
Absolutely.
in Belmore.
Have a nice ticket. Thank you.
And please introduce yourself. Thank
I
you.
will. Thank you.
Perfecto.
That's
That's
wonderful.
wonderful,
Great, man.
Al.
Awesome.
That says an awful lot.
Yeah, I know. We had such a good response with this project. We didn't know it was going to be I guess this successful. It's not, I don't know if you want to call it successful, but this.
Well received.
Yeah, right. You know.
Well, even though the music is appreciated, it's wonderful music. It also says a lot about you, because if you weren't delivering,
that's right.
You wouldn't have this following.
It's all good.
Right.
It's all good.
And it's been an amazing couple of months that we've been together.
That's right.
And when we were at rehearsal, and you're sitting there awfully quiet, but when the last rehearsal, Paul said to you, Stu, how about a little noodling at a certain point?
Yeah, but he got it.
He was.
That wasn't a little noodle.
Yeah.
That's the best noodle I ever heard.
That was a whole plate of noodles.
Hey, but you know what? If you don't mind, I know that Paul's got to go soon because he's got to go to work.
I was trying to stall him. I was trying not to do
Well,
that.
we can. He's got to pack up and stuff. But can we do Sedafield before we go?
Oh, please.
Sure.
That would be
Do we know that one?
Just a little
No,
bit.
we don't know that.
I think we
can
could
fudge it.
We can fake it. Yeah.
Let's
Just the taste.
Let's try
Let's
it.
see what we got.
Because this is like the last
That's
rehearsal. It's an addition.
This is
to
an
the
end
here.
here.
I love it.
This is an
Yeah, that's true. Oh my goodness. Let's see.
You want me to count it in?
Yeah, something like that.
We're doing your part, Tony.
Yeah. Well, you beat the drum and hold the phone. The sun came out today. We're born again. There's new grass on the field. Just around the 30 and headed for home. There's a brown-eyed, handsome man. Anyone could understand the way I feel. Well, put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Look at me, gotta be center field. Well, I spent some time with the Mudville Nine, watching it from the bench. You know I took some lumps in the mighty cage. Oh, yeah. Well, hey there, Willie, tell your cop and Joe DiMaggio. Don't say they so when you know the time is now. Well, put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Look at me, gotta be center field. Yeah. Woo. Got it tonight. I got a beat up glove, a homemade bat, and a brand new pair of shoes. You know I think it's time to give this game a ride. Just to hit the ball and touch your mom, a moment in the song. It's a gone and you can tell that one at that.
Everybody.
Well, put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Look at me, I could be. Well, put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Look at me, I can be standing lead. Yeah!
Awesome!
That
This
feels
is
good.
an awesome Thanksgiving
That feels
celebration.
good.
All right,
I
man.
thank you guys. Paul,
Thank you once
it means
again.
a lot that you came down
That's
and
right.
spent the time with us.
It was my pleasure, and as I said before, having you ladies join the project has literally been the icing on the cake, because when I hear your angelic voices singing
Thank you so much.
with the music, it's
great,
actually,
yeah.
I've had times where the hair actually stood up on my arm.
Yeah, he's not
I
lying.
mean, and I'm not lying.
Thank
I'm not blowing smoke. I'm being truthful from the
Thank
heart,
you so much.
and it's just great.
Thank you very
We
much.
love having you guys with us.
Hey, we wish
It's
you
awesome.
safe
Likewise.
travels to work.
Safe travels.
Amid
Yep.
holiday
Have
traffic
a
out there. Have a
wonderful
wonderful
holiday.
Thanksgiving.
Same to you, ladies. Enjoy your
Thank
Thanksgiving.
you.
See you on Monday.
Come on by
Yes.
tomorrow. You know, anytime.
We'll be there.
That's right. We got
Bring the
plenty.
guitar. Bring it out.
Yeah, I'm getting the lingo
I'm
now.
working tomorrow.
Oh, yes. You know.
Wow. That's
You
awesome.
know, we have
Awesome.
been bluegrass fans forever. I mean, Dion and I will break out in a Dixie
Oh,
Chicks.
God. Yes, we
tune.
will. I was singing Gretchen Wilson the other day, White Trash Woman.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Fabulous stuff. I
Beautiful,
love
man.
it.
Yeah.
You know? I shouldn't be wearing white and you can't find no rain. I love that. I love it.
Natalie Maines
That's
is
right.
a hero of mine.
She really is. She's
I love
awesome.
the writing. I love the music. I mean, and being a writer, being a vocalist, when you hear this music, you can bend those notes. You can make it your own. You have such freedom in country western. The stories, and of course, being a writer, what's important to me is that I tell that story. I want to hear something more than, you know, a slick vocal riff or a hook. I want you to take me somewhere. Tell me a story.
Yeah, and you know something I hear when Al sings, and you said it is indicative of a good, a well-written song. You know, when you hear Patsy Cline just deliver something, and there's a lot of space in the song for you to hear what she said and feel what's being said. You know, and it's not a whole bunch of electronics. It's not a whole bunch of, you know, complicated syncopations. It's just, you know, it's like milk and cookies. You know, it's simple. You don't need an ossobuco and rosemary and margarine. And, you know, you just need something, you know, and it satisfies something in you. It really does.
You know, even though you're working, and most times we're working with orchestras, I would always volunteer to do continuous. Because it's either me and a guitar or a keyboard, you know, and you're sitting there and you have the utmost freedom to choose whatever. And absolutely. So from La Vie en Rose to the Lord's Prayer.
That's right.
There you go.
You know,
That's right.
You have the freedom to do whatever that is. And most times I would use that time to do something original. You know, as a writer, you want to get that response from people from your original material. So it's an awesome opportunity to be a part of a situation like that, because as you say, we can start the evening with those Broadway ballads and you can wind up with that rock and roll. But during that evening, you get a chance to cover the spectrum. Spread your wings. It's awesome. But, you know, it is Halloween. I'm sorry, it is Thanksgiving. It is Thanksgiving.
That's all right.
And one of the things that, you know, I've been doing research about Thanksgiving, and it says a study was conducted, and by the Smell and Taste Treatment Research Foundation.
Oh, I'm applying for a job there.
It finds that the smell of pumpkin pie, men find sexually arousing.
I don't like pumpkin pie.
Can you imagine?
Swear to God, it's true.
How does he
I
not
do not
like
like pumpkin
He
pie.
doesn't like
I don't like
pie.
pumpkin spice. I don't like pumpkin coffee. I don't like anything pumpkin.
I love
Except the
pumpkin
actual
pie.
pumpkin. I like the
Really?
pumpkin.
But I mean, for this
Isn't that
to
weird?
be an actual test,
I don't even wanna know how that study was conducted. I really don't wanna know.
so I go online and I say, well, a good topic would be, tell me something about Thanksgiving that we don't know, right?
Okay.
And it tells me that, besides, it being sexually arousing, the apple pie spice, the pumpkin pie spice, it tells me that it's the busiest day for plumbers.
Oh.
It tells me that it's
Yeah.
the busiest day for bars. That the bars are crowded.
Wow.
Paul, have a great night.
Yep.
Once again, have a
Thank
wonderful
you. Everyone, all
Thanksgiving.
our listeners, have a happy
Love you much.
Thanksgiving.
Monday.
Thank you, Holly, for all your help.
Thank you. That's right. Absolutely.
And it just to fill you in on
You're gonna say, Paul.
a few Thanksgiving tidbits. The Macy's Day Parade first started in 1924, and they didn't have balloons, right? They
Oh, what time
used-
does that start tomorrow?
8 a.m. They're
yeah.
filling balloons
Yeah.
now. You
Right,
could probably go up there
Yeah,
and see
yeah,
it
maybe we
before
should
you
do
go
that,
home.
yeah.
So they used all the animals from the Central Park Zoo,
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
to lead the parade.
I didn't know that.
And the first balloon that they incorporated in the parade was Felix the Cat, like in 1927. And I'm
Remember
sure
hearing
that
that?
my listeners have no idea who Felix the Cat is, but he was way, way before Garfield, folks.
That's right.
Jingle Bells was originally a Thanksgiving tune.
Is that right?
It was written by James Pierpont in 1857, and it was a Thanksgiving tune. But they loved it so much that they sang it at Christmas time, and since then, it's been associated with Christmas.
Okay.
But it has been a Thanksgiving tune, and as I say, Thanksgiving is the single biggest day for bar sales in the
Wow.
U.S.,
That's
which
odd.
is really, really interesting. Around Thanksgiving, more people change their status on social media to in a relationship or engaged.
They feel
That's
warm and
very
fuzzy
interesting.
around
Isn't
the
that
holiday
amazing?
time.
And like you say, you mentioned earlier that, hey, we're going to live to be 100. Well, it's a fact that people that are born in the fall between September and November are more likely to live to 100
Yep.
than those who were born other times of the year.
There
Now
goes
figure
mine.
that out.
Great. I'm a January baby. I just missed it.
You know?
Yay.
It's just amazing that little facts that we thought, so many people had spent so much time to develop these cliches and traditions that a lot of them happened by accident. In 1953, Swanson misjudged the number of frozen turkeys that they would sell by 26 tons. And guess what happened? TV dinners.
That's awesome.
Isn't that crazy? You thought that they had scientists.
Nope, that was it. Huh? That's how it. Wow.
Great. It's crazy.
I'll take Thanksgiving trivia for 500, please.
I love that. Yeah.
And it says to find out if cranberries are ripe, you bounce them. I never knew that.
Wow.
And you make the best cranberry relish.
Thank you.
So now when I go home tonight, I'm going to be bouncing.
Yeah. No, I knew
these.
that. I was in the store the other day doing that, and they threw me out there. So it's not a good thing to do in the store while you're buying them.
Another tidbit, and I just got to let you know this one. Ben Franklin wanted the turkey to be the national bird, right? Because he felt that the eagle had bad moral character.
Wow.
Now, how did he determine that? I'm like, eagles have morals.
Yeah.
This is the guy that flies a kite in a lightning storm.
Yeah, right.
I'm kidding. Nothing against our founding father, Mr. Franklin, who consequently was born on my birthday. So I got a lot in common with dear old Ben.
Yeah, there were a lot of wonderful folks born in your birthday. You
That's
know,
right.
Michelle Obama.
That's
born
right. James
in-
Earl Jones, Muhammad Ali. I'm in
You know,
Betty White. I'm in good company.
Amazon. I'm still waiting for my
It's just a
copy of
shame
the
though you
book.
weren't bored between, what was it?
September
Yeah.
and November.
So it really don't matter.
That's all right.
September 28th.
Ride of a
that's my
lifetime.
birthday. And of course, you know, we have towns like Turkey, Texas, you know, Turkey Creek, Louisiana, you
Okay.
know, Turkey, North Carolina.
And turkey.
Mm-hmm.
And turkey, yeah.
But they probably don't eat turkey.
Yeah.
Turkey.
You know, they probably don't eat turkey.
No, they don't eat a ham in Hamburg.
You know, originally, Thanksgiving, when the Pilgrims came over and they're celebrating Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving was originally a fast.
Oh,
Right?
we screwed
It was
that up.
originally a fast, and they would just pray and fast, give thanks, right?
Mhm.
So when they came to the new land, they met the indigenous people who celebrated with music, food, you know, festivities, and the Pilgrims joined in. They shared their traditions with the Pilgrims, and that's how this happened. You know, it's just amazing that, you know, people would start a new tradition with an indigenous people, and we still follow this today. It's just amazing. If we can come together on something so simple as a turkey,
That's food. Yeah.
you know, as food, we should carry this through.
But
and we can.
food is very unifying.
It is.
It's as unifying as music.
I
I
love
You
think
know?
so.
You
Where there's
celebrate
music,
with
there's
it,
food.
you console with it, you heal with it. When you go to the electric chair, they don't ask you where you want to go, what you want to
That's
see,
true.
who you want to say goodbye to. They ask you, what do you want to eat?
What's your
Love
last
it.
meal?
You know?
Food and music go together
That's
with me.
it. They
After
do.
every rehearsal on Monday, I stop at
Dinner
White
at a
Castle.
show.
I do.
Do you?
Yeah, I swear to God.
Well, we'll go with you.
Murders. There is something about music. I mean,
That makes me hungry.
it makes
That's
you
right.
hungry.
That's
Absolutely.
You see that?
You know, and I don't know if that's because most times when we get off work, everything is closed. We can't find
That's true.
food.
You know,
You know?
it's a workout though. I mean, like
It is.
seriously,
It
like,
is.
I mean, maybe less now, but sometimes I go home, my back hurts. I mean, it's just like you're kind of, and you're wired also. You're
Yeah, you
like,
are.
but it's like you had, you know, but in a good way. Maybe it felt like you know at a gym or something. You know, for
Well,
that 2 hours you're rehearsing, whatever.
That's right.
You
Yeah,
know,
it's like
you
yeah,
have-
right.
You are basically having a workout internally, you know, from the diaphragm, from the breathing,
Or you're
from
dancing.
right.
Or
You're placing
something.
your voice in your head, in your chest voice, your mixed voice. So you're doing all these gymnastics that nobody sees to support this breath that's supporting
That's
that tone. And you're playing and left brain, right brain.
And you're dancing.
You're
And it's a
doing it all.
disco medley.
You're doing it
Right
all.
behind the rock and roll medley, right behind the 60s medley. So you just gotta, you know, louder, faster music if
Yeah.
you're, you know, in that kind of venue and you're pleasing an audience and an upbeat audience.
And you're not
you
just
know?
doing your part, you're listening to everybody else because you're a part of whatever they're doing as well. So yeah, it is a workout. And it does make you hungry.
Yes.
It really does.
It really does.
I mean, besides the fact that when we're on the way to the gig, it's dinner time and everybody's having dinner but us.
That's
So,
true.
right.
That's true.
So we're
And we're
basically
playing when people are having dinner because
Mhm.
we're the ambiance.
That's right.
Yeah,
We're the
that's
we're the
right.
background music.
You know? But it's just, music is just an awesome, awesome part of my life. You know, I just don't see myself living without it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you feel the same way.
Yeah, you couldn't force it out of you. I mean, you know, certain people are like myself. There's no way to shut it off.
There's
Can't
no
shut it
way.
off.
There's no way. It's
No
what
way, yeah.
it's your total being.
No matter
It's
what.
your total being. You know, we can't say anything about Thanksgiving without saying food and football.
Football.
You know,
Football.
this one, the other night.
Yeah, I know,
told
I
you.
know, you know, she's sneaking
She
out.
left
So-
rehearsal the other night to go see what the ladies were doing, you know?
No, that's
Oh,
right. Hey,
that's
it was
right.
a great game. Are you kidding?
We
it
were at
was
rehearsal.
Chiefs and Rams.
We were at rehearsal.
They scored a combined 100 plus
Oh, and
points.
she goes, I'm going to the ladies. She was going to check on the game. But one of the things I wanted to say was, the Detroit Lions,
Yes, tradition.
they
Football.
have always played on Thanksgiving Day.
Absolutely.
Now, how that happened, I have no idea.
It's an institution. I will give you $1,000 if you can name any player that ever played for the Detroit Lions, Mom.
I can't name any player that's played for anybody.
Yes, you
Oh,
can.
seriously?
I can?
I don't
Yeah.
do football.
No.
Oh,
You with her? Okay.
I don't do football, I
We'll
don't
do
do pumpkin
football on
pie.
the side of it. You're betting $1,000 tonight, Al.
2 out of 10. That's okay. I don't understand the pumpkin pie thing, but the football
The
thing.
football thing.
Don't
you got.
know, yeah.
You know, I mean, growing up, 4 brothers, my father and me in the house, I had no control over the TV.
No.
We didn't have remotes at that time. But I had no control over the TV, and they were watching everything that involved the ball, from golf to whatever.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
You know, so I was always aware of the sports at these family gatherings, but I was never interested enough. I mean, who was at halftime? You know, when the theme of the football game or the basketball game, that was my thing. I wanted to know who's singing, who's performing, who's, you know, and then the credits at the end of it. That's most important to me. I can't leave the theater without seeing the credits. I have to see everything and
That's right.
everybody.
Who produced this song?
Absolutely.
Yeah. We sit through the
Absolutely.
credits.
Wow, that's like an hour long itself.
It is, but you know what?
Especially
You know what?
like an Avenger movie. It's like
I
forever.
have a son in college for art and design, so
Yeah.
that half an hour of credits are all his career choices.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
So we sit there and we watch and,
You know,
and we
and
decide.
as an artist, you know, I may never work with this costume designer or this set designer or whoever created the theme. However, I want to know who they are. I want to know because I enjoyed the movie, because the music was such an integral part of the presentation of the movie. You know, you can close your eyes and from the music, you know basically what's going on, and that's right. So I want to give that person who did that job their credit. And for sitting there and watching their efforts, their name across the screen. Of course, I used to work with in that industry, so I know what it takes for you to get your name in a certain font.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Or in a certain order.
in a certain order on the screen by itself, or who you appear with, and how fast it rolls across the screen. And so all that's important. Go ahead.
Lately, they've begun to discredit the credits.
Yeah.
You know, if you're watching
That
TV or
frustrates me.
something and, you know, the credits don't even get credit anymore. They're just, you know, promoting some,
Mhm.
you know, the next show that's
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
up. And I think that is doing people a disservice
It
because
is.
even when we do what it is that we do and we're at that mic, someone set up that mic. And we're performing and somebody is EQing
That's
you.
right.
And somebody is making sure that what you're doing is coming across well. Holly's in the booth right now.
What's
You
your
know what I'm
sound
saying?
You should give her
Steve?
credits.
Are you
Hey,
kidding me?
absolutely. You know, and
I
she's
couldn't
making
make it
sure
work.
that, you know, if there is some sort of difficulty that
Mm-hmm.
it's being addressed and, you know, we're coming through clearly and that's as important a job as whatever we do.
We couldn't do our job without
We
it.
certainly
I
couldn't.
mean,
No,
Yeah,
Mike.
yeah,
Exactly.
No,
exactly.
Mike, what can we
Thank
do?
you, Holly.
Thank you.
Stu, how you doing over
I'm
there?
good.
Stu's falling
I'm the
asleep.
quiet one.
He's the quiet one. He's our Ringo. He's our Ringo.
He's our Ringo.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, we really
We've been
good
having a great time tonight. I just
We
want to
sure have.
remind you guys that you're at brooklynstation.com here in Midwood, Brooklyn. A lot of good music coming out of this studio. We have so many beautiful, beautiful artists. And Aaron Williams, I want to tell you that I've been watching you and I've been listening to you and practically all my life, and I love you, and
Mm-hmm.
I think you're doing a great job here at the station.
That's right.
We love you.
That's right.
I also want to once again thank Holly for all her hard work. Holly wasn't here when we got here tonight, and I'm like, it's not going to
That's
work
right,
without her. It's not
absolutely.
going to work without you. We really appreciate you. Zena, thank you a million times for this opportunity. It's been a great, great run. There are so many things that I want to tell you guys, but I just want to remind you that we got to be kinder and gentler to one another. We've got to remember to do unto others. We've also got to remember that it does take a village. It takes a country. It takes a planet. And we've got to do the best we can as individuals, looking at that man in the mirror, to make this journey worth it for us, for our kids, for this next generation. And we've got to keep this great music coming at you. And I want to remind you to be thankful for what you have, for your neighbors, even the bad times, because we find our strength and our characters and our friends and our connections and our resources in the bad times as well as the good times. And the good times are here at BrooklynStation.com with the John Fogerty Tribute Project.
That's right.
And we want you guys to come out to the Belmore Theater, November 30th. Touch all the websites. Please, come out and join us. And sing along. That's the great time. And we hope you've been cooking tonight and while you're standing there in your kitchen or sitting down or having that Thanksgiving toddy, that you've enjoyed the music and you're letting us know this. And as I said, things with Eleanore at gmail.com. Send us a note. Let us know what's going on. Let us know how you enjoyed the program. And you know we're going to have these guys back again, and hopefully we can have a couple of you come down and join us. That would be awesome. Thank you so much. So Al, getting back to the tribute project, I know you had mentioned that you wanted to have some dancers on this gig at some point in the audience. I remember that at one commercial.
Yeah, we were talking about, let's just put it this way, there's a lot of surprises going to happen.
That we don't even know about.
Yeah, right? I know, you gotta show up to really find out, but there's a lot of things. I mean, there's a bunch of, we got new merchandising now, we have some special guests, we have, the Belmore Theater it's a movie theater platform. They have a lobby and they have refreshments and stuff in the beginning. This also is going to be our 2019 video promotion. So we're going to have a whole video crew there, including Lou, with an MC, and we're going to be interviewing people as they come in, and it's going to be a whole 2019. It's going to be for our new promo with this new roster of the band and the new music. So it's going to be great. It's going to be such fun recording and mixing this stuff. It's going to be a blast. Also, in 2019, so that's just look out for all of the new music in 2019. All the new videos are coming out. I'm also going to be doing a rockumentary on the band.
Ah, what's a rockumentary?
Well, we're going to be it's going to be / the John Fogerty tribute band / what it takes to be a tribute band today. All of the the experiences all of the band members had. What hard work, what we had to put into it to get where we are, to get where we're going. Just a lot of info. It's be like maybe a rockumentary on this, but also maybe sort of like maybe a guidebook even.
One thing about a tribute band is your listeners have an expectation of what they are going to hear.
Right.
And you have to live up to their expectation. They know this music. They know the Beatles music. They know, the Eagles music or whatever. And they have an expectation of the quality and the familiarity that you have to replicate.
Yeah.
And
that's a big thing with the tribute bands today. And that's one thing I don't, at least I don't have. So I knew going into this, I did not want to be an impersonator, for sure.
Right.
I did not want to do that. And there are tribute bands that do that, and kudos to them. If that's what they enjoy and that's what people see, that's fine. But I didn't want to lose anybody's individual musicianship within this project. I didn't want you to be like John Fogerty's guitar player, so to speak. And all of that with everybody. So I really wanted them to make whatever instrument they're playing, whatever part they have, their own, in their own way, while really representing the music on how it should be, how we interpret it.
Now, just a couple of things. I was noticing Fogarty the other day, and I saw that his son is now playing with him.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been playing with them for a while.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that you mentioned earlier was your writing. What's your influence writing? What kind of music are you writing? What are your stories about? What are you saying in your original tracks?
Most of my writing influences are like from one John Prine is always up there. But I think my music almost sounds kind of I'd say George Harrison, Tom Petty-ish.
Okay.
That's kind of where at the end of the tunnel. That's at the end of the day. That's what my music kind of sounds like. I guess I hope it sounds like my own, but I'm just.
Right.
I think that's my biggest influence as far as writing goes, as well as guitar playing even. So.
I mean, for your influences, your style to come out of Williamsburg, Brooklyn, I think that is...
Yeah, so I do have songs that tell a lot of stories about Williamsburg.
Oh, really? That's great.
Just my experience or whatever it may be.
I mean, Williamsburg right now is having this resurgence.
Oh, big time. It's nothing like when I was there. Yeah.
Oh, not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some awesome clubs over there. We have, my grandson is into fashion. He's into all things art, and there are a lot of clubs in that area that have fashion shows.
Art galleries
the art galleries are
architecture
amazing.
Big time, yeah, a lot of food.
Beautiful.
And they know a lot. Back when I moved out to Long Island, I don't know if you recognize this. There's a different musicians in Brooklyn or the city as versus Long Island. Not better, not worse, just different.
The lifestyle is different.
Yeah, it's and I was part of both. So I was fortunate to have both of those influences on me. You know, from the Bronx, Brooklyn, to Manhattan. We used to play at the Line. You remember the Limelight? The old Limelight. We used to play there. Often enough, and that was such a great, interesting crowd.
It was.
And that's when I used to be with the Bronx and stuff like that. But like between that and Long Island, merging that stuff together, that's where I am now. So I don't know.
You're a merge.
Yeah, I'm a merge.
I get it. I mean, the influences from borough to borough.
Yeah.
You know, Williamsburg right now, we were over there the other night, it is just an amazing area. The restaurants, the breweries. You know, there's a restaurant in Williamsburg now that only serves mead. You know, there are all these beers that are craft beers created in Brooklyn. And I mean, for one mead, I mean, I had to go back and do the research.
But you know what? The chef in me has discovered that it's not just for drinking anymore.
No, it's not.
They're incorporating it into food preparation.
Being honey-based, I guess you could.
Yeah. I think that's fascinating.
Anything with honey, I'm in it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in it. But I want to thank you guys again for coming down and joining us. And the response has been amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Amazing. Thank you to all our callers. Thank you once again, guys, for showing us that great music, there is no end. There is no end. And I'm happy to celebrate this with you. We would like, Holly, can you play us out with a little something over there? Thank you, guys. It's been an amazing night. Evenings with Eleanor, BrooklynStation.com. Woohoo! Woo! Whoa, that's taking me back. That's awesome. That's taking me back.
Did you wear those boots just on this occasion?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah, where's your hat?
My hat?
I saw the hat come in there too. I'm good.
You're stepping on picks and everything over there.
Oh yeah, look at this.
There's my hat.
Thanks.
Oh, this is, thank you, Al. Great job. Thank you.
Thanks, Al.
Holly, here you go.
All right, man. Great job.
Amazing.
Yep.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Steve. There you go. Thank you.
Thanks for having us, man.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Stu, awesome job. That's okay. This is another one of my tracks.
Is it?
My lyrics, my track.
Yeah? Where'd you record it? That's great.
Check that video out. I got
It's
two.
funny.
I'm leaving this right here. These guys come in town and they will say to me, I got 2 weeks I'm in town. I need lyrics to these tracks within 2 weeks.
Really?
Right?
Yeah.
I'll sit there day and night and work on those tracks, man. I love that kind of thing.
Yeah, they give you a
Love that
backpack.
jam.
Yeah.
I work my butt off.
That's nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is from the owner. Excuse my
That's beautiful.
That is,
I'm sorry the gentleman has to leave.
No, no problem.
it's gonna be delicious.
Stu, I'll pull up in the front. I'll pull up in the front.
You gotta have some cake before
Look at
you
this.
leave. You
Look
gotta
at
have some.